We can make a circle, a circle, a circle. We can make a circle and hold hands right now. Hold hands with a friend. A circle never ends. We can make a circle and hold hands right now. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. I get to talk about one of my favorite things, and that is circle time. I believe in circle time. Why would you do a circle time workshop, Dr. Jean, at the end of May when teachers are just getting out of school? Well, my goal is to give you a circle time toolbox that you can use when it's time to go back to school again. So every day in the month of June, I'm going to have one of these ideas that I'm talking about today, a little bit more detail about it. So you can just get a toolbox and you'll be all ready for circle time when school starts. Now, you know, some people think circle time is a waste of time, but for me, it was magic. It was the time of day when we could be a classroom community and we could look each other in the eye. We were in the moment. It was real, it was authentic, and it was just the type of thing that children need now. And so tomorrow I'm going to talk about some of the reasons we do circle time, because somebody might tell you to stop it, it's a waste of time. Well, first of all, when we do circle time, we're developing oral language skills. Children are learning to feel comfortable talking to their classmates. They're learning to listen. You can develop literacy skills. You can talk about phonics. You can introduce your nursery rhymes, your finger play, so many of your literacy skills. You can do your math skills with calendar, counting how many days and which is before and which is after and how many children are here today. You can do the executive function, which we all know is so important. Children learning to self-regulate. When you have circle time, they have to learn to self-regulate, and there's a beginning and an end. In circle time, we can also do some things with classroom management. That was a great time to talk about classroom problems. Like, Brian always pushes, and when he gets in line, is there something we can do about it? And brainstorm different solutions to classroom problems. Emotional skills, a good time to talk about feelings. We all have different feelings, and that's okay. Physical skills, get the kids up, let them move around, oxygenate the brain, cross the midline, get ready for the day. You can always tie in science and social studies skills, and also reading a book and loving a book. So, you know, just a few of the reasons why we do circle time. Now, wanted to talk about a few old school tips for circle time. Number one, get unplugged. This is the time for you to be in the moment. Just be right there with them. Another idea for getting ready for circle time is have a plan. Intentional teaching. Have a plan. Why are you doing this? Get all your things ready ahead of time, because if you have to get up and run get something, you're going to lose them. So have a plan, get ready ahead of time. Take all of these ideas I'm sharing with you and harvest them. Adapt them, change them for the age level you work with. I could do a circle time with 3-year-olds. I know some teachers call it by the days of the week, like Marvelous Monday, and they teach a finger play or a nursery rhyme on Monday, literacy activity. Terrific Tuesday, and on Tuesday they talk about friendship and building social skills. Wonderful Wednesday, and they might focus on oral language and show and share time. Thrilling Thursday, you might tie in some science or social studies concepts. And then Fabulous Friday, that's always a fun day when you can be a disc jockey, sing their favorite songs, do some silly, crazy things. So I'm going to get started, and like I said, all of these things will be on my blog in June. Every day there's a different one. And children need a warning before you start circle time. And one job that I had in my classroom was the 5-minute person. 5 minutes before circle time, if they were just piddling around and getting ready for the day, I'd tell the 5-minute person, go tell everybody 5 more minutes, and they'd walk around, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. And these shy little children who never said anything just love to be the 5-minute person. Now, it doesn't have to be 5 minutes, it can be 2 or 3. The important thing is to give them a warning. You can also use that 5-minute person idea in the cafeteria, out on the playground. You might want to make some tickets to circle time and just some little paper tickets and pass them out and say, here's your tickets to circle time. And when they come to circle time, you could have a can with a slit in the lid and they put their tickets into circle time. Another thing you might want to do is to make your big announcement. You might want to give them a drum roll or a Beethoven or a toot-a-roo. Announcing circle time. And this is one of my favorite ideas a teacher shared along with her toot-a-roo when she wanted to get the kids' attention. It's also important, I think, to have a place for the children to sit, and sometimes you might have a group that can just sit randomly any place. Sometimes you're going to have little sitter spots or name tags so you can disperse some of your problems. If there's two kids that always disrupt when you're having circle time, the good thing about the sitter spots is you can put these around and you can kind of figure out your seating arrangement so they're all going to be listening. And these are just little circles cut out. You can use felt or you can use fun foam, and you can write the children's names or let them decorate these and put these out. These are also good for reading or playing games or other quiet activities in the classroom. Now, you always want to start with a good morning song, and yes, I have a lot on YouTube, but I'm unplugged today. I just wanted to show you things that you can do. And so this one goes to the tune of Skip to My Lou. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? How are you this morning? I am fine, and I hope you are too. I am fine, and I hope you are too. I am fine, and I hope you are too. I hope you are too this morning. Turn to your neighbor and shake their hand. Turn to your neighbor and shake their hand. Turn to your neighbor and shake their hand. Shake their hand this morning. Do you see the difference between having children look at a screen and having you sit down and look them in the eyes? And if you can't sing, don't you worry a bit about that, because I can't either. You just smile and be enthusiastic, and they'll pick up on that. Handshakes are great to start the day. I know many of you have seen my handshakes before, and I have a video where I demonstrate these. And I'd suggest taking one handshake, doing the same handshake every day for a week. At the end of the week, oh, we learned the squirrel handshake today. Let me hang it up on the wall. And then as you introduce the different handshakes, you can put up the name of the handshake and a picture clue, and then you can let the helper of the day choose the handshake after you've introduced a few of them. Now, I have a little song that I used to sing, and this one is particularly good at the beginning of the school year. It goes to the tune of The Farmer in the Dell, and I would start the day by singing, I like to come to school, I like to come to school, I like to learn and play each day. I like to come to school. Who else wants to tell me something they're looking forward to doing today? And I would let the children name different things they wanted to do that day. Like, I like to play in blocks. I like to play in blocks. I like to come to school each day. I like to play in blocks. And so the children had a chance to talk about what they were looking forward to doing, and it helped build an anticipation and positive attitudes about the day. I've also used this little iPhone before, just a cylinder block with a piece of paper with a capital I on it, and you pass the iPhone around and they each say, like, I want to play in blocks, or I want to play in housekeeping, or I want to go outside. It's so interesting to me that the world keeps changing, but children are the same. That one of their favorite things has always been to play outside. Another thing has always been to play in blocks or play in housekeeping. Those things are always important to children. And if we want to teach them, we have to respect some of these things about them and make sure we plan those special events every day. Now, I also have some little name songs that are good at the beginning of the school year. Some of you have seen this before, where I take a little box and cover it with red paper and write each child's name on a sentence strip with their picture. And I did this like the first couple weeks of school. I take each child's name. I wish I had a little red box to put my Bella in. I'd take her out and go and put her back again. I wish I had a little red box to put my Will in. I'd take him out and go and put him back again. And we sang everybody's name. Now, if you don't want to take him out and go, you can take him out and shake hands, go, how do you do? Take him out and go, give him a hug, whatever you want. I also love to sing the important person. So you can take like the helper of the day or the special child of the week, or you can just do a random child and put them on your lap and you sing their name. Jason is important, important, important. Jason is important to you and to me. At work and at play, he does his best each day. Jason is important to you and to me. And when you sing to the child, you are important to you. He's important to you and to me. I mean, that's got to help with that sense of self and prepare the child for a good, positive day at school. I also like this idea at the beginning of the school year. You have the children brainstorm words that describe good friends, and you write the words on index cards, and you will need a word for each child. So if you have 25 kids, you need 25 index cards with these positive words on them. Now, you can use kind or awesome or helpful or whatever they say. You can make several of each one of those. And so you let one child at a time come up, and they pull out a card, and your word is friendly, and so you pin the word friendly on them, and you sing this song to the tune of We Wish You a Merry Christmas. We like you because you're friendly. We like you because you're friendly. We like you because you're friendly. We really like you. And they wear this word all day long. And instead of calling them like Marcia or Frank, you call them by their word, like friendly. Thanks for helping pick up over there. Or kind. You're the line leader today. Call them by their name. If they're not being kind or friendly, you say, do I need to take your word away from you? And they go, no, I'll be friendly. They do not want to lose this word. So it's great behavior management idea for the beginning of the school year. Now, I also have some little chants that you can use, some little morning mantras. And y'all know I'm giving you everything in the world. Pick and choose what you like. You're not going to like everything I do, but I hope you find at least 5 things that are going to be interesting to you. I love this one that a first grade teacher taught me one time. He said he starts every day and he says, boys and girls, what is my job today? And the children respond, your job is to teach us and to love us. And then he says, boys and girls, what is your job today? And they say, our job is to learn and to love each other. Just a real positive thought for the day. And then if they're not doing something that if they're doing something they shouldn't be doing, you can say to them, what is your job today? Are you doing your job? Are you loving your friends? Another one, my fitness teacher taught me, she says to her girls every day, what are you? And they repeat, I am kind, I am smart, I am important. And these would both be good to write on a language experience chart and read over every day with the children. Now, if you've never done a class mascot and had the class mascot write a morning message, it's just such a positive way to start your day. And so, this is Pokey the Pony. So I would have on a chart. And the reason I like to use chart paper instead of a whiteboard is then you can go back and you can review things. If it's on the whiteboard, it's erased and it's gone. So Pokey Pony might write a note to the boys and girls. Dear boys and girls, today is Thursday, May 30th. We are going to have a great day today. There's a new book for you, and we have PE with Miss Johnson. Anyway, you could write about several of the things that you're doing that day and just read over. And, they love Pokey the Pony. Another idea for your morning meeting time, cross the midline. You have 2 parts in your brain, and you need to wire up the brain in the morning. And so a real simple way to do that is, boys and girls, repeat after me. Thumbs up across the chest. pat on the back because you're the best. And you cross the midline and you center them and get them right where you want them to be. Another thing that you can do is you can make some little brain sprinkles. It's just some little beans, dried beans, and a Pringles can, and it's brain sprinkles, and you can sprinkle their brains so you're going to be all wired up and ready to learn today. I have a few little ideas for the pledge, and I know some of you do the pledge at your school. If you've never learned the pledge in sign language, I would encourage you to go online. There's several different sites that teach you how to do sign language for the Pledge of Allegiance. It just adds so much more meaning. One teacher told me that she was listening to her children say the pledge, and one little girl said, "With lollipops and jello for all," instead of "with liberty and justice for all." They don't understand all those big words. And so if you do the pledge, teach them what those words mean. And by using sign language, like with liberty, that's when you're chained up and you're set free. That gives a lot more meaning to the pledge. I have a little song goes, "We love our flag, we love our flag, we love America and we love our flag. Red, white, and blue, red, white, and blue. The colors of our country's flag are red, white, and blue." And so you just sing the song, and then that prompts them for the pledge. I also have an idea for the younger children. Instead of doing the Pledge of Allegiance, it's called Thumbs Up Statements, and they go like, thumbs up. I am kind, I am helpful, I'm polite. And you just think of several, maybe 4 or 5 statements of things that you want them, some behaviors that you want to encourage, and they would repeat those statements every day. Now, a few ideas for children who have a difficult time keeping their hands to themselves. One thing I want to mention is some mindful breathing. And so Barbara Gruner taught me this. This is the 5-finger breathing, and I just love this. So, all the children hold up their hand and they go. They breathe in and out. And then they can go backwards, and then they can do the other hand. And that just helps them center a little bit and relax. Another thing you can do is make the magic bubble. They breathe in on the count of 4, and they breathe out. I know some children come to school and they're just so wound up and tense that if we will do some of these little breathing things, or especially little finger plays, help children focus, and just even twiddling your thumbs forward and twiddle your thumbs backwards, and then put the other thumb on top and twiddle forward and twiddle backwards. It just helps them focus a little bit and center a little bit. I've got lots of ideas for fidget toys on my website and blog. Sometimes just giving children something like a little pipe cleaner that they can twist around. That calms them. I don't like toys that are too cute because that distracts them, but something like this can just kind of calm them a little bit. And I also like this idea where a teacher told me that she puts Velcro on a poker chip, and a real good glue is E6000. If you've seen my workshops before, I always recommend that glue because it's so strong. But if they have this little poker chip with the Velcro on it, they can just rub that a little bit, and it helps reduce the stress and calm them and focus them a little bit. Now, one thing that there's a lot of controversy about is show and tell. I had classes that liked show and tell better than playing outside. I mean, my kids used to love show and tell. And it's a good time to develop oral language skills and learn social skills, learn to listen to your friends. I think you have to be careful and limit the amount of time that people talk, and maybe tell them, you can say 2 things about what you brought today. I like the idea of a theme show and tell. So if you're talking about your senses, that you can bring in something that you like to hear, or if you're talking about a color, they can bring in something that color. You can do that. I also had this idea that I used to use. It's just a oatmeal container, and I called it the concept can. And whatever we were working on, again, a color, a shape, a number, a letter, an animal, I would put it on the can, and that would be the concept can for the week. And one child each day got to take home the concept can, and they got to put in things that related to the concept can in here. And the others would just be so attentive, watching what that person pulled out and making sentences about it and saying it. And the families always had a good time coming up with things for the concept can as well too. So there's lots of ways that you can do show and tell, show and share, to encourage the children to talk and also learn to listen, and also tie in some of the skills that you might be working on. Now, one of the things that I used to do, I had a surprise sack, and all you have to do is put something in a bag or a box, and you've got the kids' attention. And so if we were talking about a shape, I might put something of that shape in here. We were talking about a color, or we were talking about a letter, or a season, whatever it might be. I would put it in the surprise sack, and I sang this song to the tune of I'm a Little Teapot. What's in the surprise sack? Who can tell? Maybe it's a book, or maybe it's a shell. What's in the surprise sack? Who can see? It's something special for you and me. And then, I could let the children ask yes, no questions about it, or guess what be in here, or I could give them some clues, and then I would pull out the item, and I had their attention, and it was hands-on, real concrete, and then we could talk about whatever it was, the letter, number, whatever. Another idea for your children is the imagination bag. So you would pass out a little lunch bag, empty lunch bag to each child, and they open their imagination bag, and whatever you're working on, maybe you're working on colors, you have them look in their imagination bag and find something that color and pull it out, or find something that starts with H and pull it out, or find a sign of fall and pull it out. And it just gives everybody, something hands-on, lets them use their imagination and tie in with the concept. Feelings are important. That the circle time is a good time to talk about feelings, because some of the children might come to school angry or sad, and a good time for them to be able to identify that feeling and then for you to accept it. I love the little emoji puppets, the little emoji faces. You can download these free, and you can sing a song like, if you're sad and you know it, that's okay. If you're sad and you know it, that's okay. If you're sad and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're sad and you know it, that's okay. And so use these to identify sad, mad, scared, happy, sleepy, whatever it is, some of the more dominant feelings. And then you could even lay these on the floor, and the children could take turns picking up which one that they are feeling that day, and a good way to help them do that. Now, just a few, and it's time for me to stop. I want to talk a little bit about dismissal. So we've had them at circle time, and now it's time for them to go to a small group or a center, some different ways that you can dismiss them. One, again, the tune, if you're happy, and if your name begins with A, stand up. If your name begins with B, stand up. If your name begins with C, D, E, F, you may stand up now. You may go to your center now. You may go to small group now, and just sing the different letters of the alphabet. Sometimes you can use their first name to dismiss them, sometimes their last name. Sometimes you can use the second letter in their first name. I mean, mix it up so you don't always dismiss the same children at the same time. Another thing that you can do, you can have little tickets to centers. So you would have objects that are in the classroom that represent the different centers, and they draw one, and then that's their center where they would start. Another thing, you've seen my letter bears before. C bear, who do you see? I see E bear looking at me. E bear, who do you see? And that's the tune, Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. And when the letter that their name starts with comes up, they can be dismissed to a center. You can also change this up. You can use colors like blue bear, who do you see? I see red bear looking at me. When the color that they're wearing comes up, they can be dismissed. Well, I'm out of time, but if you go to my blog starting June 1st, I'm going to have different circle time activities for you every single day. So thank you for joining me today. And what I'd like to ask you, if there's an area that you would like some help in, if you would put it on Facebook, or you can email me, drjean@drjean.org. I always work ahead on my blogs, and I'd like to give you some stuff that you really want, you really need to help you in the new school year in July and August on my blog. So just let me know that. Clap your hands. Stomp your feet. It is time to say goodbye to all my friends. It is time to say goodbye to all my friends. It is time to say goodbye. Give a smile and wink your eye. It is time to say goodbye to all my friends.